What's up, everyone? This is Chris. This is Daily Art Day 2832, I believe. Yeah, 2832. Anyways, I'm working on the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, Doctor Who. There's the image that I'm working from on my computer inside Photoshop. What I'm doing here is I have white paper, and I'm trying to get rid of the white paper because there is no white in that image. And you may think, what are you talking about? There's all kinds of white in that image. I mean, look, what's all that? What's all that? There's the white of the eyes, there's a highlight. No, there is no white in that image. You have to get rid of all of the white because this paper here, that is the height. That is the furthest point on the lightest available white on your value scale. Boy, ran around a bush just to get that one out. So if your lowest number, so you got like black here, right? You got a value scale and then white. All you have is the white paper. So that's where your cutoff is. So you want to have a lot more range in between there. So if you start to shade in the paper everywhere just lightly, like in this area, which is pretty light, maybe even the white of the eyes, you can see hopefully closely that I got some value in there. Even in the highlights, I put some value. That gives you that extra little bit where you can get to white here to really punch up the drawing. And I'll never go to black either. I'll never ever hit black. As close as I'll get to black is like here, right? And so that will give me that extra little bit to get to black if I need it. So I scrunch up the value range. What's a better word for it? Yeah, scrunch up. We'll use that. We'll scrunch up the value range just so that I will have that extra punch on either side. And that's the first thing we're going to do is kind of shade all this in. All this white will go away, this kind of thing. But just to illustrate this really well, I love Photoshop. I love working in Photoshop and using it as a tool of learning. Lots of artists shy away from images, and all this kind of stuff, but they're tools that you can use to learn to draw really well in all kinds of instances. And so if you really want to see that there's no white in here, here comes some white. Look at that. Every place that you thought was really white is actually some lower value of gray. And this is actually on a screen, so it's even brighter than I can ever get on the paper, this kind of thing. So I have to really be careful with my value scale, really bring it down and scrunch it up so that I have some room to work in. This is something that I was actually watching a video on YouTube by Greg Kreutz. He's a teacher at the Art Students League in New York. And I got this book of his that I've been meaning to read for years, Problem Solving for Oil Paintings. But he actually had an oil painting that he was doing, maybe I'll see if I can find the video, of a portrait of someone. And he said, there's no white on this person's face. And he held up a white sheet of paper next to their face. And you could have swore that they were lit and that it was white. But as soon as he put that white sheet of paper on there, all the creams and warms, all the colors just came out on the face, this kind of thing. So there is no white in your drawing. Get it all gone. I'll leave the background white, as soon as I erase some of my smudges, this kind of thing. But always scrunch up that value scale. I need to find a better word for that. Yeah, limit your values. Yeah, limit your value range, basically. That way you have that extra punch all the way to white or all the way to black if you really need it. I mean, if you look here, I can get the black of the iris even darker if I needed to. I don't think I will. And that's one reason why I'm using a combination of charcoal, so a charcoal pencil, and graphite on this, just so I can, have that extra punch down into the black area. Anyway, hopefully that didn't ramble too much. I will see you tomorrow. Keep creating.